Okay, good. So, right, let's practice a little more present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. And for this, we are going to do one exercise, one activity. Have a look here. I've got some, let's say, ideas for the sentences. And what I want you to do is try to complete these sentences using any of your ideas. For example, it's a bit surprising, but I've never heard, I don't know, about solar energy before, for example. Yeah, I don't know. Or it's a bit surprising, but I've never read anything about genetically modified meat. Right? Okay, so I'd like you to complete these beginnings of the sentences to make them, if possible, true for you. If not possible, just make them as sentence examples. All right? Number 7 and 8 will be the questions. Try to use present perfect, continuous, or simple, if possible, as well. All right? So, write them down. I'll give you about 5-6 minutes to do it.
Okay. Mm. I finished.
Right. Okay. So sounds you like you've got some funny, right, sentences there.
I thinking about my presentation when I
Right. So you can't focus on English really, right? But the presentation is in your head.
yes, all my thoughts about my presentation of my sentences.
I see. Okay. So let's check out what you've got here. All right. What about one?
It's a bit surprising, but I've never thought about earthquakes before.
All right. Have you ever experienced an earthquake?
No,
Never.
never, never.
I've experienced little earthquakes twice. Once it was in Kaliningrad, though it's not a typical region
Yeah.
for earthquakes. Once it was an earthquake. I was at school that time, probably at 11th form. And it was good enough earthquake. And we all went out and were standing in front of the houses. And we are not, it's not normal for us. And that's why we got shocked.
Yeah.
And this September, I also experienced an earthquake in Turkey at night. When I was sleeping, the ground shook quite a lot and the house shook. And we could hear the cars shouting outdoors. Yeah, I was also a bit nervous that time. Right.
Yes. I think it was awful.
It was, it wasn't too nice. It wasn't too good. Right. Okay. What about the second one? What do you have?
The second, I have been waiting for my taxi for ages.
Okay, so right, but now you are not waiting for the taxi, yeah? But if you are waiting for it, it's a good thing to say, I've been waiting for a taxi for ages. Exactly. And for ages just means for very long time.
Yeah.
Okay, good. What's the third one?
I'm proud of the fact that I have finished the presentation.
Yay, that's great. Maria, how long did it take you to finish it?
I think 1 week or more than 1 week.
Yeah.
I making presentation non-stop. When I finish one, I started to make another presentation.
Right, okay, I see what you mean. Good, and what about the fourth?
I'd love to do some research on medicine because I have been interested for it.
I have been interested
Interested
in it.
I have been interested. Yes.
Yes. In it.
Okay.
Right. And is there any particular field in medicine you would like to do the research on?
Gastroenterology.
Of course, for sure, right? Okay, good. Fine, let's move on.
I've decided to finish my presentation because I'm tired.
Okay. And you've decided to speed up, yes, to finish it?
Yeah. Yes. I have been thinking of buying cake because it will be my husband's birthday on Saturday.
Oh, lovely. And it's my husband's birthday tomorrow. Right, exactly. So, and you are not thinking of cooking or baking the cake yourself, right?
No, I don't think about it because I have no time.
Right, I see. Okay. Are you planning to celebrate the birthday in any way?
I don't know. I asked for my husband that he he should decide it by himself.
Okay, wonderful. Good. And two questions. Yes, I'm going to answer your questions.
Мгм. Ам, Так, how long have you been preparing for Christmas, for example?
Okay, as I told you, I haven't started preparing for Christmas yet. So I'm just planning to do it. And I haven't bought any presents yet or anything. So it's all ahead of me. It's waiting for me, right? Okay, my question for you. How long have you been working for Famine Clinic?
I have been working for Famine Clinic for 4 months.
For 4 months, that's right. Where did you work before that?
Before that, I worked in Medsi Clinic for 4 years.
Right. Okay. So it was a big change for you, right?
Yes.
Good. And the eighth question?
Have you bought some presents for Christmas?
So as I told you, no, I haven't. I haven't bought any Christmas presents yet, apart from one. I bought a Christmas and birthday present for my mother, and I bought her a sewing machine. Do you know what is sewing?
Yes, Schweine.
Right. So I bought her a little sewing machine, and right, this is the Christmas and birthday present for my mom.
That's lovely.
Right. Okay, and my question is, have you decided what to do at the weekend yet?
Have I decided what to do?
What to do at the weekend?
No, I haven't decided what to do at the weekend because I have been trying to stay alive every day.
Maria, it doesn't sound too optimistic, I should say. You really need New Year's holidays, don't you?
Yes.
How long will you rest over the New Year's holiday?
I don't know, but I have 4 days before New Year. I have 4 days off. I don't know because I have been working non-stop, so I don't know when my work stopped and then it continue again.
Okay, I see what you mean. Fine. But you really need to have good rest. Yes, it's been too much recently.
Yes.
Okay. Good. And we are going to talk a little bit more about global issues and science. And last time we were reading the article about, let's say, 3 issues. Do you remember what were the 3 issues?
Yes.
What was the first one?
The first one was that a very так, как сказать правильно? Increase of population.
Exactly, right. Or you can also say overpopulation. Yes.
Overpopulation, and that food resources are falling steadily.
Right. Very good. And the second issue was?
The second issue was that we can't cure the cancer, all types of cancer. Now, but we have a big progress in treatment cancer.
Yeah, very good, agree. And the third issue was?
And the third issue was that we are at the risk of running out of oil.
Right.
So we need another sources of energy, for example, solar sources.
Right, very good, wonderful, wonderful. Now we are going to listen to two people summarizing an article. I'd like you to listen and decide which of these three articles, that we've just remembered, which of these articles are they talking about? All right, are they discussing? This is it, what we need to do now. Okay, listen, please.
Unit 3, Recording 5.
So what did you read?
An article about whether we can find new sources of energy.
And what have they been doing research into?
Well, mainly into developing solar power, but also using the sun to divide water.
What do you mean?
So, water is H2O, right?
Yeah.
So they use sunlight to divide the water into hydrogen and oxygen.
Why?
So they can use the hydrogen as fuel for cars.
Okay. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, I think so. Why not? I mean, we already have lots of solar power, and I think they can divide water like that quite easily with sunlight.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Are there any concerns about it?
It doesn't say there are. I think hydrogen can be dangerous, but maybe they know how to deal with that.
Okay, and it's better than oil, I guess. I mean, it doesn't add to climate change.
No, that's why it would be good. And, I guess, really cheap.
Cool.
Okay, what do you think? Which one are they discussing?
They're discussing about solar energy.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And in fact, yes, they were speaking about the idea of dividing, yes, water into oxygen and hydrogen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Now you are also going to summarize a text. And we will discuss if these ideas are good or bad to use, and if we have any concerns like worries, Okay, so Maria, if you have your book, you can use your book, right? Maybe it will be a little bit more convenient for you. If not, I can demonstrate it, but you will have to tell me when I need to scroll down.
Okay, one moment, please. Oh my God, no. My book forgot me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. 3B.
No, you'd better go to down the menu and it will be Communication Bank.
Okay.
Right, and it will be page 174. Do you have it?
Так, 174. One moment. Так, так. Так. 174. Yes, I found it.
Got it. So the text is called, can we use the ocean's resources, right? Okay, so you've got 3 questions to answer.
Mhm.
I'd like you to read the text, find the answers to the questions, and we will discuss it and try to summarize it. Okay, so 3-4 minutes for you to read it. Take your time and tell me when you are ready.
I finished.
Okay, so you have here the questions. Yeah, let's try to summarize the text using these questions. Okay.
So they have been doing research into the bottom of the ocean because researching when we will research it, we have been able to discover new sources of medical drugs, food, energy, and other products. They, что они наш, вот второй вопрос.
Yes. Что уже нашли?
They discovered.
They have discovered.
They have discovered a giant crab.
Giant means very big.
Giant crab. Which helped scientists develop new ways of treating memory problems in old people.
That's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Have you ever heard about it?
No, and I want to know how it helped to discover it.
Yes, me too, because it sounds fascinating.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah. Well, I don't know. We need to check it out. Yes, we need further research.
yes. What связь?
Connection.
Or what connection? I don't understand what which connection
Mhm.
between this.
Right.
Are there any concerns?
Concerns, yeah, concerns.
I think concerns are that scientists find a very that oceans contain huge amounts of incredibly small pieces of plastic.
This microplastic, yeah.
Plastic, yes,
Mhm.
and they don't know how it как это отразится,
How it will affect.
how it will affect on people who eat this, who drink this water, and who eat fish.
Right. And fish eats this plastic, right? And exactly, this is very frightening thought, isn't it? Right.
Yes.
Have you ever seen these photographs with taken from helicopters or drones and the plastic under? Yes.
Yes.
Frightening thoughts. 2 years ago, I was on holiday in Tunisia. Tunisia. And one day it was a storm, one night. And in the morning, when we came to the beach, we saw all the beach covered with plastic. It was so bad, like in horror films. So that time I really understood how much plastic does our ocean have. It's very bad. Right. Okay. And what do you think? What's your personal opinion? Do scientists need to explore the bottom of the sea, or it's not that much important?
I have never thought about it before, and I I start to thinking about it on my English classes.
Right.
So I think that it's really interesting, and I think this is как будет перспективный.
Okay, this is a promising, like it will be.
Promising направление.
Field.
Promising field to explore.
To explore. Totally agree with you, actually, because even if the scientists could use giant crab to help people with memories, this is also a good step forward. Maybe they can find anything else there, right? Yeah. Okay, and now we're going to read one more text, which is called "Can We Live Forever?" Let's see what it tells us. It will be a little further away. It will be page 167. Right?
I saw it.
Right, 167. And you've got the same questions. Right? But a different text. I'd like you to read this text very quickly, and we will discuss it in the same way, right?
167. Yes. Yeah, I find it.
So the text is called "Can We Live Forever?" Yes. And you've got the same questions, all right? So 3 minutes for you to read the text and find out what they think.
I finished.
Right. Okay. So let's try to summarize this text using the same questions, right? And we will discuss it.
They have been scientists have been doing research into how have been doing research how to increase how to increase так
Okay, the longevity. You can say the longevity.
Longevity. Longevity. How to increase the longevity? Because scientists think that many of people would live to at least 100 and maybe even 120 years old.
And why do they think so?
Because one age ago,
1 century ago, yeah.
1 century ago, the longevity of people were
was twice shorter.
Was twice shorter than now.
Yeah, exactly.
But if the longevity of people will be 100-year-old and more, the world can the world will be at the risk of running out of resources, for example, of running out of food, and increase the risk of climate change.
Yeah, climate changing.
Climate
Absolutely right. And also, the text says that some companies have already tried or have been developing the drugs, yes,
Yes.
to increase the age. Uh-huh.
I take drugs, yeah.
Yes. Who was it? What company was it?
Google.
Google, yes, they have developed the drugs, yes, that would let people live longer, which is amazing. Have you heard of them?
I'm sorry.
Have you heard about the drugs?
No, I haven't heard about the drugs. I think it is interesting because if people will live 100 years, we should solve the problem of so much diseases.
Right, right. But what do you think? What will people do with overpopulation? That will be a serious problem, I guess, if we all live 100, 120 years.
Yes, I think so. I think we'll explore the new resources of food, for molecular food.
That's right, right. And food produced in the labs, yeah, for instance, meat, which the scientists have been working at quite a lot recently. Okay, this is interesting thought, isn't it? So you can also check it out, yeah, if you are interested in about Google drugs for longer life, right? And another one, the crab that helped people with the memory. Just awesome, awesome inventions. All right, yes, science has been developing many interesting and exciting things nowadays. Okay, good. Now let's move on. And today we're going to start part 1C in our books. And in this part, we are going to speak about living in different countries or living abroad. And first is the question to you. Do you think you would like to spend a longer time living in any other country?
Yes, I think I like it.
Why is that? And what country would you like to go to?
I like to go to some European countries or in America, for example.
Okay, why?
Because this is countries with high quality of life. So I choose them.
Right, okay. And before going to these countries, what information or what advice would you like to get from people?
I should know about transport, for example. For example, I should know about стоимость, costs of flats, of houses, about rent of flats or houses, about work, about
I will write it, about job opportunities.
Yes, job opportunities, about kindergartens and schools for children, about
Okay, well, these are great ideas. Do you think you would also need to know anything about communicating with local people?
Yes, of course.
Right.
Mhm.
For instance, some topics what you should not talk to people, right? Or some ways how to be polite, yes, or how to greet people and so on. Yeah. So some sort of norms of behavior, yes, in the country, which can be also very useful. I agree with you about transport. Yes, it's very useful to know about transport and renting apartments and job opportunities. Totally agree with you. Okay, wonderful. And now we are going to listen to a person. Just a moment, I will show you. We listen to a podcast for students planning to stay in London.
Mhm.
Okay. We will need to listen and put the topics in correct order as we hear them. Let's check out the topics. We actually mentioned some of them. So first of all, using public transport. Yeah, you told me about transport. B, what to do if you need a doctor. That's, by the way, a great thing. I still don't know what I should do if I need a doctor in Germany. Luckily, I have never needed the doctor, but I really need to check out what to do if.
Yeah.
Right, then different ways of greeting people
Mhm.
and what to do when you first arrive.
Mhm.
So let's listen and put these topics in order as you hear them.
Mhm.
Let's go.
Mhm.
Unit 3, Recording 6.
Hello there. My name's Elaine Sweeney, and I'm here to explain some of the things you'll need to be aware of while you're studying in the UK. It's great to know you've chosen London as your study destination, and I hope this short podcast helps you prepare for your trip. So, firstly, entering the country. When you get to passport control at the airport, they may tell you that you are required to register with the police. There's a link on our website to help you with this. But remember, if you have a short-term study visa, then you're not required to register. In other words, if your visa says you're allowed to enter the country for up to 11 months, then this doesn't apply to you. I'm afraid we're not allowed to give advice on visa issues directly, so if you have any problems, the best thing to do is to contact the government department that controls who's allowed into the country, the Home Office. While you're here, we hope you have a great time and don't have any problems. But if you do have a serious accident or illness, the number to call is 999. Say that you need an ambulance. You won't need to pay anything or have health insurance if you pay the health charge as part of your visa. So when you apply for your visa, ask if you can pay extra to make sure you're covered while you're here. If it's not an emergency, it's best to go to one of the many walk-in centres. These are places where you can see a doctor without an appointment. You may be required to show your passport for non-urgent treatment. Next, we come to public transport. Unlike in many other places, you don't have to pay by cash or buy a ticket if you're taking tubes or buses in London. You can use a contactless credit card. Just push it down on the machine as you enter the station or the bus. What else? Well, one thing you might find strange when you're here is that most people tend to avoid conversation with strangers on the bus or train. Oh, and to avoid troubling other passengers, you should wear headphones if you're playing music or watching videos on your phone. Now, out on the street, when you're at a pedestrian crossing, you're not supposed to cross until you see the green man. although many people do. Oh, and one more thing. When you're crossing the road, remember that we drive on the left-hand side of the road here. And finally, to finish off for today, I'd just like to give you some advice on ways of greeting people when you meet them. This varies a lot in the UK, as it does in many countries, I suppose. In formal meetings, and when meeting someone for the first time, it's usual to shake hands. When people know each other well, they may kiss each other on the cheek. If they're very good friends, they may also give each other a hug, or not. If you're not sure what to do, it's best to wait and see what the other person is going to do first. Right, that's all from me for now. Hope you found it helpful, and goodbye.
Okay, let's start first with putting the topics in order. Okay, so what was the first one?
The first one, D, what to do, then you first arrive.
Okay, number 2.
The number 2, what to do if you need a doctor.
Totally right. Okay, the third one.
Using public transport.
And the last?
And the last, different ways of greeting people.
Wonderful. This was all right. Okay. So now let's listen to the recording one more time. And in number 3, it's best to use your book because you can see all the questions, right? I cannot show them all, unfortunately, now. Right. So it will be part 3D. Oh, I'm sorry, 3C. Sorry. 3C, exercise 3. Okay, we're going to listen again and decide, are the sentences true or false according to the recording. First, I recommend you to look at the questions, to look at the sentences. Maybe you remember what is true, what is false, yeah, maybe some of them, all right? And in a minute, let's listen. So first look at them.
Okay.
Right? Okay, let's listen and find out what's true, what's false. Let's go.
Unit 3, Recording 6.
Hello there. My name's Elaine Sweeney, and I'm here to explain some of the things you'll need to be aware of while you're studying in the UK. It's great to know you've chosen London as your study destination, and I hope this short podcast helps you prepare for your trip. So, firstly, entering the country. When you get to passport control at the airport, they may tell you that you are required to register with the police. There's a link on our website to help you with this. But remember, if you have a short-term study visa, then you're not required to register. In other words, if your visa says you're allowed to enter the country for up to 11 months, then this doesn't apply to you. I'm afraid we're not allowed to give advice on visa issues directly, so if you have any problems, the best thing to do is to contact the government department that controls who's allowed into the country, the Home Office. While you're here, we hope you have a great time and don't have any problems. But if you do have a serious accident or illness, the number to call is 999. Say that you need an ambulance. You won't need to pay anything. or have health insurance if you pay the health charge as part of your visa. So when you apply for your visa, ask if you can pay extra to make sure you're covered while you're here. If it's not an emergency, it's best to go to one of the many walk-in centres. These are places where you can see a doctor without an appointment. You may be required to show your passport for non-urgent treatment. Next, we come to public transport. Unlike in many other places, you don't have to pay by cash or buy a ticket if you're taking tubes or buses in London. You can use a contactless credit card. Just push it down on the machine as you enter the station or the bus. What else? Well, one thing you might find strange when you're here is that most people tend to avoid conversation with strangers on the bus or train. Oh, and to avoid troubling other passengers, you should wear headphones if you're playing music or watching videos on your phone. Now, out on the street, when you're at a pedestrian crossing, you're not supposed to cross until you see the green man, although many people do. Oh, and one more thing. When you're crossing the road, remember that we drive on the left-hand side of the road here. And finally, to finish off for today, I'd just like to give you some advice on ways of greeting people when you meet them. This varies a lot in the UK, as it does in many countries, I suppose. In formal meetings and when meeting someone for the first time, it's usual to shake hands. When people know each other well, they may kiss each other on the cheek. If they're very good friends, they may also give each other a hug, or not. If you're not sure what to do, it's best to wait and see what the other person is going to do first. Right, that's all from me for now. Hope you found it helpful, and goodbye.
Okay, so let's decide what's true, what's false. Okay, number one, could you read it out, please?
Everyone entering to the UK to study has to register with the police.
Register, yeah? Register with the police.
Register with the police, yes.
True, false?
It's false.
It's false. Why?
Because if you have a short-term study visa, shouldn't register with the
police. That's right. Police. That's useful to know, yes, when you have to register or not. Okay, lovely. What about number two?
I'm not sure, but maybe 11 months.
And 11 months, is it for almost a year?
12 months.
Yes, and almost почти год. So is it true?
This is true.
This is true. Right.
Так, if you get very ill, you should call 911. 911. Okay. 911. So this is true. Yes. About the
but have a look. It says no, that's wrong. If you get very ill. The number was, let's check it out. It was something a little different.
Emergency call.
Yeah, but it was 999. The number was 999. Yes.
Okay.
Right. So it's false. Okay. Let's move on to number 4.
It's not possible to see a doctor unless you make an appointment first. I didn't hear it, so I.
Okay, we will skip it and we will get back to it in a moment. Let's check 5 and 6.
You don't need a ticket to use public transport in London. So it is true. It is true because you can pay your credit card.
Okay, but do you need a ticket?
No, you need, yes. This is false. So, but you don't need to buy a ticket.
Okay, okay. Right. What about the sixth one?
People often kiss each other on the cheek, even in business meetings. This is false. In business meetings, they shake hands. They kiss each other only if they are хорошие знакомые.
Yeah, if they are friends.
If they are friends, yeah.
Okay, okay. And let's look at this sentence number 4. It's not possible to see a doctor unless you make an appointment. I think somewhere here.
You won't need to pay anything or have health insurance if you pay the health charge as part of your visa. So when you apply for your visa, ask if you can pay extra to make sure you're covered while you're here. If it's not an emergency, it's best to go to one of the many walk-in centres. These are places where you can see a doctor without an appointment. You may be required to show your...
Okay.
This is false.
This is
False.
false. Yeah, because you can go there without an appointment, right? And number 5, let's see, right? So you don't need, you need a ticket. I was a bit wrong here. Let's check out this part in public transport.
Next, we come to public transport. Unlike in many other places, you don't have to pay by cash or buy a ticket if you're taking tubes or buses in London. You can use a contactless credit card. Just push it down on the machine as you enter the station or the bus. What else?
Okay, so that means, yes, you were right. You don't need to buy a ticket, right? You can just use your card and that's it, right? If you are using a tube or the bus. What is a tube, by the way?
Metro.
Metro, yeah. So underground, yeah. We can call it tube, underground. And in America, what would they call it?
Subway.
Subway, that's right, you know it, yeah? Okay, perfect. Now I would like to ask you, which of these recommendations about going to the UK or going to London surprised you?
I think the recommendation about London, that you have insurance, and if you have it with your visa, you don't pay for a doctor.
Yeah, you don't need to pay for your doctor, right?
Yes.
This is surprising. Okay. Is there anything else that is surprising for you?
Maybe about register with the police. About don't need a what they don't need to buy a ticket. This is not surprise for me because I never buy tickets in buses. I pay my credit card.
Yes, but anyway, you get the ticket, don't you?
No, no. Sometimes.
I mean, even if you pay with the credit card, do you get a ticket itself?
Sometimes I get, sometimes not.
I see. Okay. Right, that's interesting. And what facts are similar and which facts are different in Russia?
Different facts about doctors, because we haven't insurance which include doctors.
Okay, yeah.
No, sometimes we haven't got this insurance. Students haven't got.
Right. But every Russian person can go to a hospital for free, right? And this is insurance. But what as for visitors of the country, I actually don't know. I think they also need to buy medical insurance.
Yes, I think so. Yes, I think
Mhm, mhm.
I need.
But for sure, you cannot visit a doctor without appointment. Yes, it's too difficult. Mhm.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
I don't know about police.
Mhm.
Fact, I don't know.
Right.
Um,
Yes, we do need to register. So the visitors, I know it. The visitors must register if they are staying in the country for more than 7 days,
mm,
right?
mhm.
So everyone has to register if they are staying for more than 7 days. I know it for sure.
Okay.
Right.
Um, the same fact that we don't need to buy a ticket at public transport in the Moscow.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And in the another cities and towns, we should pay it. We should buy a ticket. We should buy.
Uh-huh. And what's the best way to go in Moscow underground? Do you better have to buy a ticket or a travel pass? What's the best way?
The best way a travel pass. Yeah.
Mhm,
Travel.
mhm. Exactly. Uh-huh.
And about meeting with people, greeting people.
Mhm.
This is the same in Russia.
Uh-huh. Yes, I guess so. Mostly people kiss each other in cheeks, right? But in business meetings, they shake hands. You know, it was also a little bit surprising for me when I moved to Germany. Okay, I don't know about formal meetings. I think they shake hands, but they kiss people in cheeks when they even meet for the first time. And this was very surprising. For example, if you meet in a group of friends and there is anyone new, they would kiss in cheeks as well. So you don't need to be close friends. And this is a bit different and surprising. Mhm.
Yeah, this
Right.
is a great idea.
Right. Yes. And so you see, going to different countries might be a bit different than staying in our own country. And it's totally useful to check out, yes, what to do at least the first time, the first period. Yes. All right. All right. Next time we will speak a little bit more about it. And I suggest finishing a little earlier today because the next part is a grammar part, and I'd prefer that all the group is here just because it's also not too easy. Right, so probably we will better cover it next time all together.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm going to send on Telegram all the homework and a little bit more practice for present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. Okay?
Okay.
Right, wonderful. So then, have a good day today. Good luck with your presentation. Hopefully it's all fine. Right. And see you next week then, right?
Very much.